That stinking llama thrust getting out right there. That hole is not supposed to be there. Everybody, it's Diggins E71. Last video, I was weighing the truck and I told you guys I was kind of doing a nut and bolt check, getting it ready to race. Well, I'm glad that I did because I found a problem. Now, it's not a devastating one. I didn't blow the engine up. There's not pieces laying around. It was an exhaust leak. This is the gasket that goes on the bottom of this manifold that's on this side. But this goes where the crossover attaches to this driver's side manifold, which eventually feeds the turbo. So this guy is blown out, as you can tell. That hole is not supposed to be there. It got a little bit worse the further I dug. Let's go take a look. So I use these exhaust studs, manifold studs to go in here. And as I was looking over, kind of chasing a few things around, I noticed, which this one goes at the front, I noticed that there was 1, 2, 3, 4, not a fifth one. There's supposed to be a fifth one there at the very back. I started looking and I'm pretty sure that it's broken off inside the head, and that's not something I'm gonna be able to fix, you know, at least in the truck or whatever, without pulling the head off, being able to get a welder in there and to it. It's gonna be a nightmare. So let's see what I can come up with to get this fixed. Okay, let's see if we can get this manifold off one-handed. Let's see what we're working with. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Whew. All right, one more time, come on. Oh, man, everything is so much harder one-handed. Ugh. I'm just gonna keep recording just so y'all can see me ride the struggle bus. Oh, there we go. Yep, see that gray? So this gray comes from the C16. When I do a lot of idle time and stuff on the C16, that's what gives me a lot of this dust, whereas, you know, you might typically would see black. The C16, the leaded portions of it, sort of give me this gray flavor. But if you notice, this is exactly where I was suspecting that the gasket was blown out. And check that out, all that gray up there. That stinking llama thrust getting out right there. I knew that this thing started sounding just a little bit funnier following the other race, but I couldn't tell, I couldn't chase it down, I couldn't find anything just by putting my hand around places. Definitely glad I started doing a little more digging and found that. So let's take a look at the gasket. Let's see if we can get this gasket boy off of here now, boy. Oh, stuck on there pretty good. All right. Looks good on the head side. Now, manifold side. Yep, definitely getting past the gasket there a little bit. That is severely slowing down our turbo spool. That is llama thrust getting out, some horse torques, all the above. We have got to remedy that. I'm gonna see if I can get a good shot in there of where I'm pretty sure that the stud at the very back must be broken off somewhere. We'll see what I can find. All right, let's get a look in here. Boy, look at that head. Oh yeah, definitely leaking from under there. You can tell big time when you get a look down this way. Looks like there might be something broken off over here. I have to lower the truck down where I can actually see it a little bit. Dadgum. Look at all the horse torques. Okay, so the bolt's actually not as broken as I thought it was. It's just right at the tip. Now, between now and all the time that I have to go testing this week, I'm still not sure if we're gonna have really what we need to do in order to weld a nut on there and back it off like you would normally do in a situation like this. And I'm just really not interested in tearing the head all up trying to use an extractor and this, that, and the other. Pretty sure that I'm just not interested in welding on it. Like I said, I'm not gonna try an extractor or anything. So for at least to get us through this weekend, I picked up this pretty neat clamp thing. It's a Dorman part number, like a 917107. Anyway, this thing has pretty good reviews online. These manifold bolts are known for breaking on lots of different things. And there's certain applications that they're very, very difficult to reach. Now, mine's not super bad, but like I said, it's just more than I want to tackle this week. So I'm gonna give this a shot to see how it works, to see if we can just keep this manifold to seal up, to get us through the weekend. And then once that's done, we can take it out and get it fixed the right way. But for now, we're gonna try this Band-Aid and see what it does. So somehow, some kind of way, this guy bolts on to basically the back of the head back here, and then you point that bolt there and it just clamps itself against the head. You put a bolt through that threaded piece there and it clamps that joker on. Now, I don't know if I had it oriented the right way or whatever, but that's pretty much the short and sweet of it. That you take this guy, you bolt it on the back of the head, you sandwich it in there and you tighten that rig on down. Lucky for me, I got a spare motor over here I can test out, so let's see. I think it'll go something like that right there. That's it. Yeah, I had it oriented right. So basically it'll pick up a bolt up here and a bolt down there. And then like I said, you put a third one in and it just clamps right on there and squeezes that joker in. So hopefully that solution gets us through the weekend. I'm a big fan of trying to do things the right way when possible. But sometimes you just have to do what you have to do, and you have to just race anyway. You know, this is the best thing that I can come up with the limited time and resources that I have available before this race. And I really think that even if the gasket doesn't hold and blow us out, the testing that I'm gonna miss out on if I pull the head and get it welded and whatever else I have to do, the testing I'm gonna miss out on doing it that way is gonna be less valuable than a little bit of exhaust leak that I may have, even if I didn't put this clamp on. So that's just the way I'm looking at it. That's just how I value it right now. I try to pick testing, more laps on the truck or whatever, and hope that this solution works, as opposed to taking the time to pull it all the way down and all the way apart, given the short period, the short window we have to make it happen. So let's put this on and see what we can do with it. All right, got the old manifold right there, getting ready to go back in. Freshy gasket up there. See if I can do this one-handed again. I don't know if it was a better idea to do this from the top or the bottom. I got one boy on. There we go. I got both of them. That's both of them. Both of them on there, both of them studs. All right, getting the bracket in there. I know it's kind of hard to see, but got her in there. Now I just got to put the bolt in that hole up there. And we'll be in business. Sheesh. This is exhausting and very hard to do one-handed. I think we about got her whooped. So there you go, that is in there like swimwear. Got the exhaust clamp bolt there on the left, the two on the back of the head that hold it still. And I think she's gonna be sealed up nice and tight. Sealed up, you know. It's a technical term and all. Sealed. All right, guys. I almost goofed up. So this entire thing today has been about putting the fresh exhaust gaskets in. Well, as I get this V-band tied over here, I look over and I realize that I never put the freshy gasket on this side. So thankfully I haven't tightened this up yet. Thankfully all of this is just hanging out, but I almost completely forgot this gasket right here, which is half the reason I took the thing apart and started the whole video. It just goes to show, go slow, take your time, double check yourself, and usually you'll find something that you needed to check. Glad that I found it before I got it all on the ground and it still leaked. Got the crossover back in, and I did not forget the exhaust flange gasket this time. Did not forget the entire reason that I tore this thing apart today to get these issues fixed and worked out. So hopefully the exhaust leaks are all gone. I did something else while I was under here too. When I had everything out, I went ahead and took the gate off and I actually added more spring to it. Basically the other day when I was riding with, when I was doing those test passes with Mitchell, I determined that, 6 pounds on the gate and that like 18 overall, that ain't gonna do it. That ain't it. That's not enough to win this race that I have coming up next weekend. So I've got to do more than that. So what do? You add more gate spring. But that is gonna come up in the next video. Stay tuned, check out the next video, see how much spring pressure we have now. It's quite a bit more I added, so we'll see exactly where that ends up. But anyway, thanks for watching today. I'm DigginsE71. We'll see you next time. Remember to always hustle and race anyway.